Forests are an integrated ecosystem of the terrestrial environment, which plays a vital role in ecological processes and regulates climate change. Forests provide housing for most animals and directly contribute to human activity. In this regard, deforestation, which implies a stable removal of trees for industrial and agricultural purposes, causes growing concern among social, political, and scientific communities. This paper aims to examine the environmental effects of deforestation and determine potential solutions for this issue. Causes. To find solutions for deforestation, there is a need to explore the reasons for this problem. The primary causes of deforestation are related to livestock grazing, farming, logging, drilling, and mining. For example, extensive cattle ranching and industrial logging comprise approximately 80% of forest destructions overall. In recent decades, harmful human activities have acquired a threatening nature and scale. According to the World Bank, in 2016, forests covered around 30.7% of the total land area, but they are now vanishing at an alarming pace. Back at the onset of the 20th century, the world's forest area accounted for approximately 50 million but has shortened to 40 million square kilometers today. This tendency is currently on the rise, even though many developed countries adopted reforestation strategies. Environmental effects. Atmosphere. Even though most people believe that global warming is primarily caused by burning fossil fuels, deforestation is the central factor of the greenhouse effect. The removal of forests results in the emission of tons of carbon dioxide and other types of greenhouse gases that have been accumulated there for hundreds of years. For instance, tropical forests alone contain over 230 gigatons of carbon, which equals 7 times the volume realized each year by people's activities. As the Food and Agriculture Organization states, 25 to 30% of greenhouse gases are produced into the atmosphere yearly, resulting from deforestation. The released gases promote the growth in global temperature and the frequency of natural disasters. Hydrological impact. Trees contribute to regulating the water cycle by supporting the balance between water in the atmosphere and land. When forests disappear, the amount of water in the soil and humidity in the atmosphere decrease, which impairs soil cohesion, causes erosion, and changes microclimate. In this case, Agaja indicates that deforestation impacts microclimatic variables, including precipitation, maximum and minimum temperature, humidity, and transpiration in a region. The shrinking forest coat diminishes the landscape's ability to detain and postpone precipitation, which leads to an increased number of localized floods and landslides. Biodiversity. One of the most disastrous deforestation results is the vanishing of plant and animal species because of their loss of habitat. According to Nunez, 80% of all wildlife is threatened by deforestation. Moreover, in the study of the Aleutian Archipelago, Edwards et al. Revealed that widespread deforestation in the region caused a 24% decrease in ecosystem respiration, which impaired ecosystem productivity and coastal ecosystem activity accordingly. Extinctions are connected with not only the loss of habitats belonging to related species but also a sharp change in environmental conditions to which they do not have time to adapt. Solutions. Since this problem has been drawing considerable attention from society, the scientific community, and officials for many decades, many approaches have been developed to stop deforestation. For example, many countries, especially the United States, European states, and East Asian countries, follow reforestation and afforestation practices. One of the leaders in this tendency, irrespective of the enormous scale of forest destruction, is China, which has planted 47 million hectares of trees since the 1970s. The second solution is the commitment of governments, agribusinesses, and other enterprises to promote conserving the world's forests and monitoring deforestation. The World Wildlife Fund implements different programs, such as EDD+ programs, to cooperate with governments and market-based certification schemes to involve agriculture producers. The third approach is correlated with implementing sustainable practices among governmental and private organizations, realized through the provision of global certification systems. Overall, the solution should be employed on a worldwide level to fight off the hazards of deforestation. Besides, countries and organizations should introduce contemporary methods for farming more intensively, including high-yield hybrid crops, hydroponics, autonomous building gardens, and greenhouses. Some states practice cyclic agriculture, which implies the grazing of cattle on resting and rejuvenating farmlands and can improve soil fertility. Finally, governments should impose fines for illegal or excessive deforestation. Only collective effort and the application of the suggested approaches by all countries involved in the problem can solve the issue of the removal of forests. Counterarguments and refutations. Despite the apparent harm deforestation causes, some people might consider it positive and justified. Indeed, forest destruction advantages include more space for growth and expansion, more materials and revenue produced, new opportunities for farming and industrialization, and an increased number of job offerings. However, these benefits are outnumbered by the drawbacks affecting people and wildlife and draining scarce resources. Deserted and undeveloped land areas can be used for expansion, farming, and industrialization. Instead of cutting hectares of forests, switching to reusable and recycled materials is a more efficient practice, which saves cost and natural resources. Finally, there are endless opportunities for job openings in the field of afforestation and environmental protection, the number of which would be increasing due to the regenerative, not destructive nature of the activity. Hence, excessive deforestation is not justified by its advantages, as there are more efficient alternatives. Conclusion. In summary, the paper has determined the causes and scale of deforestation, examined the environmental effects, and suggested potential solutions for the issue. The primary causes of forest destruction are found in human activities, while ecological impacts are related to the atmosphere, the water cycle, and biodiversity. To eliminate the consequences of deforestation, governments and organizations should adopt various approaches, such as reforestation, practices to monitor deforestation, sustainable practices, cyclic agriculture, and intensive farming. You can find this and many other essay samples on our website studycorgi.com.